there everyone, how are you doing today? I'm Joe Maring from MobileCupOfJoe.com, and in this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe, I'm going to be reviewing the Samsung Galaxy camera on Verizon Wireless. So guys, the Samsung Galaxy camera is the first smart camera we ever saw on the market. You know, it got a 16 megapixel sensor, 21.3mm lens, 21 times optical zoom, quad-core processors, 4.8-inch 720p HD touchscreen on the back, 1080p HD video recording, Android 4.1 Jelly Bean. Guys, this camera has everything on it. But for all those extra goodies and all this awesomeness, is it worth the high price tag of $450? We're going to find out right now in my full review of the Samsung Galaxy camera right now. Before we go any further, please go ahead and grab that coffee cup, fill it up, bring it over, and sit on down. Take a swig for Mobile Cup of Joe.
Alright, before we get too far in this video review, just like to give a real big thank you and shout out to our friends over at Verizon Wireless for hooking us up with the Samsung Galaxy camera right here and other awesome Verizon products. Guys, it's because of companies like Verizon Wireless that do make Mobile Cup of Joe possible, because they send us these products like the Galaxy camera and allow us to unbox and review them for you guys, our fans. So big thanks to Verizon, big thumbs up right there for the Samsung Galaxy camera, and let's go ahead and get started with this review. So, as with all of our video reviews, it never changes. We start out the review by talking about some design and build quality aspects of our products, and we always start that out with a quick little tour around the product that we do review. So the Samsung Galaxy camera measures in at 5.07 by 2.79 by 0.75 inches, and it weighs in at 10.55 ounces. Now, with that weight of 10.58 ounces, does feel a bit heavy. You know, if you hold it in two hands like this and you're taking a picture, you can say cheese, take a picture like that in two hands, it works fine. But if you're going to be trying to hold this thing in one-handed use, it might wear down your hand a bit. I know that when I was reviewing it, if I was trying to take a picture and hold it in one hand, that weight of 10.58 ounces did seem to wear my hand down just a little bit. Not a real big issue or a game-breaking issue by any means, but it is still something that I noticed with the device. So on the front, we obviously have our lens right here. This is a 23mm lens, 16 megapixel sensor with 21 times optical zoom, as you can see right there, but we'll get into that a little bit later in the review. You've got your Samsung logo right here, your light right there next to it, Galaxy logo here with a nice grip, as you can see, kind of curved right here, so you can have this nice little grip, which is also textured, as you can see right there, and feels very good in the hand to hold it. If you're going to do one-handed or two-handed, that grip does feel quite nice for taking some pictures. Now let's go ahead and go onto the back, where lies our 4.8-inch screen, 720p HD display here. We'll talk more about that in our hardware section of the review. Going up top, depending on how you're looking at it, on the, where are you? There you are. Let's get you in. Why are we? There we go. On the left-hand side, we do have our flash right here, which you can access by touching this flash button right here, which will make it pop up like so. So you want to go on your flash, just go on this side. Right above the speaker grill is your flash right here, your speaker grill, flash button. Hit that flash button, and the flash will pop up right there. Now, next to the flash, you do have your power button right there, along with your physical button to take your pictures, along with your little zoom turny thing. Not really sure what the proper term for that is, so we're going to call it our zoom turny thing. And if you go on to the right-hand side, you have your 3.5mm headphone jack, and popping this little tab open will reveal the micro USB syncing / charging port. And on the bottom of the device, we have our little metal hole here to attach this to a tripod. You have your case right here to hold your battery, and under that you have a micro SD card along with your SIM card. You're not even looking at it. Along with your SIM card, because this is the Verizon Wireless model. So, I have an issue. We have the Verizon Wireless model, so we do have a SIM card for our Verizon 4G LTE. And you also have a mini HDMI port here as well in the battery underneath all that stuff, but we'll get into the battery part in a little bit later, like I said, in the hardware part of the review. So overall, while the design doesn't do anything revolutionary for cameras, it's very clean. Overall, I really did like the design aspect of the camera. There is a white model you can get this in. We have like blue mist or navy or some type of color. You can tell it's navy. I think it's called like blue mist or something though for the actual name of this color option right here. Like I said, there is a white model which I tend to prefer, but this color scheme right here does look good. Not, like I said, not revolutionary, but it looks clean, looks sexy, looks very neat, and overall very nice design here on the Samsung Galaxy camera. Now let's go ahead and move into some hardware. We actually have to turn our camera on right here. Is it? Oh, yep, it's on right there. So in terms of hardware, we always start out by talking about the screen that a product has. And on the Samsung Galaxy camera, we have a 4.8-inch screen with a pixel resolution of 720p full, well, not full HD, 720p HD right there. Got 306 pixels per inch. And if we get really close to the screen, you can see that, you know what, while it may not be 1080p full HD, still looks pretty darn incredible. As you can see, you get up really close. You got nice color contrast all over here. Colors are vibrant, text is crisp, and everything generally just looks really good, especially when you consider this is a freaking camera, for God's sake. I mean, 720p HD screen, 4.8-inch screen. This is a super clear LCD panel, so not super AMOLED like we usually see on Samsung products, but it still looks quite nice all in all. Now, in terms of your processing speeds, this is where it gets kind of crazy. The Samsung Galaxy camera has a 1.4 gigahertz quad-core, 1.4 gigahertz quad-core Exynos 4412 CPU, along with 1 gigabyte of RAM. You did hear that I mentioned that it has an Exynos processor, which is Samsung's own line of processing chips. We usually don't see these processors make their way over to the United States. This is one of the few devices you can actually pick up with Samsung's Exynos processor. So all you Exynos fans will be pretty pleased to hear that you do have Samsung's processing chip on board here. So we're going to go ahead and play some Beach Buggy Blitz so you can see how the game performance does run. I know it sounds really weird to play a game on your camera, but actually runs really great, much better than I would think a game would run on here. So let's go ahead and play. And we're racing our little guy right here, as you can see, getting our coins. Everything's running really good, as you can tell right now. Let's drive a little bit farther. Hit this jump if we can get it. Can we get it? Can we get it? Can we get it? Oh, yes. Oh, we actually got that. That was kind of surprising. So let's go ahead. And we, sorry about that. And, ooh, let's get jump, 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 jump. We completely biffed that. But as you can see, game performance is really good here on the Samsung Galaxy camera. Again, quad-core processors for a camera is pretty insane when you think about it. Cameras don't require a whole lot of processing speeds, so that quad-core processor is really there for, you know, running Android and all those games and applications. All in all, really pleased with the processing specs here on the Galaxy camera. Now, probably the biggest part of the Galaxy camera is well, the camera part, actually. As we mentioned before, on the front, you do have a 23mm lens. It's a Samsung extra wide zoom lens. You've got 16 megapixel sensor on here, and you can, as you can see on the side, 21 times optical zoom. Let's go ahead and show off that optical zoom for you real quick. Go into our camera app, and you see it opens up. This is standard shooting, but let's go ahead and pump up the zoom. Pump up the zoom, pump up the zoom, my homie G. And we pumped up the zoom, and look at that. That, my friends right there, the Samsung Galaxy camera's full 21 times optical zoom. Let's go ahead and zoom back. And let's zoom in again real quick. So you can see really impressive here with the zoom you're going to get on the Galaxy camera. And let's go ahead and zoom out again. So now you're probably wondering, you see the zoom, it looks incredible, but how are the pictures looking? Well, pictures look pretty good. You got really nice colors. I'm gonna see if I can go ahead and bring up some test photos we've got on here. On the website for the written review, there will be a link in the description below to check that out. But on the written review, you will be able to see the pictures much better on our website. But you can see right here, colors are good. These are some deer. They're actually in my backyard. This is with the 21 times optical zoom all the way up, and you can see the detail there is still quite good considering that you're zooming in up to 21 times. You can look at that detail. It's kind of blurry if you get really up close, but you can still have a lot of detail of your subject. 21 times optical zoom and pinching to zoom even more after you do take the photo. Let's see what other kind of pictures we've got on here. These are some that my cousins are playing around with my phone. They're little. They're like 8 and whatnot, so you got to have fun with them. But a very, really nice quality here. Again, this is full zoom all the way up, and the detail is just crazy. While the pictures do look really good, it's nothing you're not going to find on, a really good high-end smartphone, such as the Samsung Galaxy S4, the HTC One, or even the Nokia Lumia 928, 925, or the recently announced Nokia Lumia 1020. 16 megapixels is a good sensor, and this thing takes really good-looking pictures. But for the price you're paying of about $450 with the Wi-Fi only model on Samsung's website, really, pictures are not worth that type of money. Now, if you recall on here, one of the first products I ever reviewed here on Mobile Cup of Joe was for the Fujifilm FinePix S4200 digital point-and-shoot camera. It's actually our most popular video with over 20,000 views as of this recording. And that thing honestly takes better pictures than this camera right here. And that thing cost about $150 depending on what time you buy it. It always costs around $150. Sometimes it goes as low to like $120 or $130, and sometimes up to no more than $200 usually. But if you compare that with even better photo quality to this $450 in the Samsung Galaxy camera, it is a little disappointing. The same story goes for video quality. While you can record 1080p full HD video on here and it looks really good, again, nothing we haven't seen before on a really high-end smartphone. And on the written review, and I'll put a link to the link in the description below for that video, we actually did a test video did a sample of the video recording capabilities here on the Galaxy camera. Again, there's a link in the description below, and you can also check out that video on the full written review for the Galaxy camera. So overall, pictures looked really good and video looked really good, but it just isn't worth that price of almost $500. Now, one thing I really do like on the Galaxy camera, though, is all the different shooting modes you've got. You have your standard auto mode. If you just want to take a quick picture and have the settings picked out for you, you can go to smart mode right here, which gives you a lot of different choices of shooting modes, depending on the situation you're in. So you've got fireworks, if you're taking pictures of some fireworks, nighttime, sunset, silhouette, waterfall. You've got panorama, rich tone or HDR, action freeze, party indoor, food for all of your food taking needs, but you might look like kind of an idiot taking a picture of your Big Mac with your Galaxy camera right here. You got macro zoom, snow, dawn, landscape, best face, continuous shot, continuous photo, best photo, beauty face, light trace. You get the picture. You get the idea. Picture, that was a kind of a good attempt at a pun right there. And my voice cracked, so that's nice. But if you go to expert mode right here, this is where all the big photo geeks are going to get pretty excited about. You've got options for, manual or P or A or S. Not really sure what all those stand for because I'm not a really big photographer. But you can adjust the ISO, the sensitivity of the image. You can adjust the aperture, the shutter speed. You can also adjust the EV or the brightness here. While it is laid out really nicely, and I love the little user interface Samsung laid out for adjusting these, you will have to be very familiar with camera lingo and camera knowledge of really, you're going to essentially you need to be a pretty well-versed person with a professional photography if you want to get really deep into the expert mode if you're going to take pictures of the Galaxy camera. Laid out very nicely. It's laid out in a very easy-to-use manner, but you do have to know those terms like ISO, aperture, and all that. So it is nice to see all this awesome software here on the Galaxy camera, but again, image quality isn't really worth the price. Now, in terms of battery, what we talked about before, you have a 1600 milliamp hour removable battery right there. You just slide that hatch open right here, and it pops out. And then you've got it right there. Now, one thing before I get into the battery life, to put this back in, I actually had a bit of an issue with this before. Take the battery and you put it back in first of all. And once you do that, you have to slide this little thing right here. Not sure if you can see it, but push the battery down and slide it over to make sure the battery does not fall out. But then when you close the hatch, you actually have to push this little thing forward like so to lock it right there. So you have to push it back to unlock it, and you can't just push it down like that and it's not going to close. You actually have to push it down and slide this forward. Just want to point that out because that did trick me up a few times when I had the camera. Now, in terms of battery life, though, I was only able to get about 4 to 5 hours of use time out of the camera. With moderate picture taking, some light web browsing, and some light video streaming. Now, if you use this thing strictly for just taking pictures, you should be able to get a little bit more juice time out of it. And even though this is the Verizon model with 4G LTE data connectivity, I relied on Wi-Fi for most of my usage. Rarely used data on here with LTE on Verizon. With that battery life, though, kind of disappointing. I mean, no, you could get some longer life if you're just going to take pictures strictly, but this thing is kind of meant to be used for more than just pictures. It's meant to be used to get on Facebook, maybe watch a YouTube video, check your Instagram, upload pictures to Instagram. It's meant to be used for more than just taking pictures. And if it's only going to last about 4 to 5 hours, if you're going to really take full advantage of its features, this isn't going to be really great for taking on a vacation. So say you go to a nice little road trip and you want to take this thing out and take a lot of good pictures, you're not going to have a whole lot of battery time for it. And that is one of my biggest complaints here on the Galaxy camera. Now let's go ahead and move into some software of this baby. So let's go into our settings. We're actually going to turn the camera back on since we took that battery out. This thing is running Android version 4.1 Jelly Bean, layered with Samsung's TouchWiz user interface, and this is full-fledged Android. So you've got access to Google Now, you have all your customizable home screens like you normally would on Android, and you have access to Google Play's library of over 700,000 applications. Guys, this is full Android on here. It's not toned down, it's not watered down for the camera. It is full-fledged Android 4.1 Jelly Bean. Now, I'm not sure if there's any word yet if 4.2 Jelly Bean or 4.3 Jelly Bean is going to be coming to the Galaxy camera, even though 4.3 was just announced. Not really sure, and since we are expecting Samsung to release a successor to this sometime this year, not really sure how the updates are going to go. But you can see here, like I said before, this is full Android with TouchWiz layered over it, and as you can tell, it's running quite fast here. Actually, one of the smoothest experiences I've ever had with TouchWiz on an Android device, so it's really cool to see that. And I also want to point out that your navigational buttons are on screen with a back button, a home button, and a menu button right here. So all in all, Android runs really great. You've got your standard pre-installed Samsung applications such as a Game Hub. You've got Dropbox, Chat On. You've got Instagram pre-installed. You've got your Photo Wizard. You've got S-Memo, S-Suggest, S-Voice, Samsung Apps. You've got, what else do you have pre-installed on here? You've got your video editor. You have got VPN client. You've got, that looks like it's about it for all the pre-installed ones that are added here by Samsung. But what's really cool about here on the Samsung Galaxy camera, that at least I thought was really cool, is that there's even some motion features added in here. So if you go to our settings and we go to motion, you can see that we actually have the option to tilt to zoom, pan to move icon, pan to browse images, palm swipe to capture, palm touch to mute/pause music and video. I actually thought that was really cool to add on all those features into the Galaxy camera. Now, while Android runs really great on here, this might not be the best way to use Android for a lot of people. I found some pretty comfortable ways to hold the camera if I was walking around. Found it really comfortable to kind of hold it like this, put my hand under the lens right here, and operate it like so. But not everyone is going to have a really comfortable time using it, and I do understand that. This is kind of an awkward platform to run Android on, and while it does run good, it's just not the most convenient for a lot of people. Personally, I didn't mind it, but it's just not going to be that natural of an experience for everyone to use Android on a camera form factor. So with all that said, I gave the Samsung Galaxy camera an 8 out of 10. In terms of pros, it's got a great design, very clean design. 4.8-inch screen on the back does look really great. You've got incredibly fast processing speeds, takes pretty good photos, and the camera software is very deep and really fun to use. Now, in terms of cons, the battery life is pretty awful, and the price really is just far too high compared to other digital point-and-shoot cameras out there. Again, guys, this thing costs $449 on Samsung's website. Now, if you are someone who you like to take pictures a lot and you like to upload them instantly, you want a really nice quality camera to do so, and maybe you don't have a smartphone or you just want something a little bit higher than, your Galaxy S3 or something, it's a good product, just the price is kind of pricey. Now, I know if you're a professional photographer, you want something that's going to get you the absolute best images. This really isn't for you. Well, the image quality and the video quality is good. You can just get a lot better quality out there for less money with some really good DSLRs or even some higher end point and shoot cameras with a less premium price tag. So overall, I really did have fun using the Galaxy camera. A very geeky gadget right here. This isn't for everyone. This is going to be for a very small market because it is kind of an awkward device. It's a device you haven't really seen before, but now we got the Galaxy S4 Zoom, which can actually make phone calls. But this is really the first real smart camera we ever saw on the market. It came out back in September of 2012. Personally, I had fun using it. It's a really cool device to use. If you've got the money, go ahead and check it out. You might want to pick it up. If money is not an obstacle, I think you're really going to have a lot of fun right here with the Samsung Galaxy camera. And that is my review all wrapped up. But please feel free to leave your thoughts about this device in the comments below. And you know what, guys? That's about all the time we have for this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe. If you liked the video, please go ahead and hit the like button if you liked it. It takes 1 second to do so, and it really does help support the show. And if you want to show your support towards the show even more, I would really appreciate it if you go ahead and hit the subscribe button for more Mobile Cup of Joe videos. You guys all know Mobile Cup of Joe. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, and head on over to www.mobilecupofjoe.com for the latest in technology news, reviews, giveaways, and more. I'm Joe Martin from mobilecupofjoe.com. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.